get a welcome you'll never forget. What I want, so I'll take you on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in and not getting. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Hey, Dad, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for.
Welcome back. I'm Camp Director. Now, as I've said before, if any of you want to help edit, etc., or be a part of this group, please message me, and I will, see how things go. You won't be automatically straight a part of the team or anything, but you will, over time, be more important to the team, and you will get to do topics of your own. If you want to be a camp counselor, essentially, you're just another camp member. You don't get, my privileges, but you do get to do topics, edit them how you want. If you edit or have someone edit them, and then send them over to me, and I will upload it. Essentially, until you get the trust and we meet in person, etc. over time. But anyway, enough of that. Last week's video, it's a Sunday now, so it's only been up 4 days. It's got 5 views. So the last 2 videos haven't done too well. So I'm assuming you aren't the biggest fans of Naruto or My Hero Academia, but I will keep doing those type of things. So please go show it love. I can understand why the Naruto one, it's 25 minutes long, it's a bit long, but last week's was 15 minutes, and it was talking about why Kirishima should be the bar, which we, compare other people to, etc., and a little dig at a few of the My Hero Academia ships. But in today's video, we are doing something we haven't spoken about in a long time, which is Doctor Who. I think the last time I did Doctor Who was 5 months ago. Now, Doctor Who was one of the original things I did on this channel. Obviously, it was originally Percy Jackson, but the first non-Percy Jackson thing was Doctor Who, my song of it. And I haven't done much since then, so I'm going to get back to it since I love Doctor Who. I also love Marvel, right? I'm more of a DC fan, but I love Marvel. And in today's video, we are going to be talking, really, why the Doctor curve stomps the Avengers. Now, I'll mainly talk about the MCU since most of you are familiar with that, but I will also be talking about other, comics as well. And why, people think, the Avengers beat him easily just because he's human-like. He's not human-like. Most of the Avengers are human, though, with the exception of a few of them not being humans, and some of them beyond powers of a human. But the Doctor's a Time Lord, and he's insanely intelligent. He's arguably more intelligent. Well, no, he is more intelligent than any of the intelligent people in the MCU. And even the comics, he's smarter than Reed Richards, Doctor Doom, probably combined. But we'll get into that now. Now, in today's video, I am mainly going to go over the 4th Doctor, 10th Doctor, and 11th Doctor. Not because they're my favourites, even though 10th and 11th are my favourites. My favourite is the 11th Doctor, and then joint with 10th and 12th. So, Matt Smith, and then joint Peter Capaldi, and David Tennant just below that. So, you're going to have to deal with that. And the reason is there's a place where it gets a lot of their feats, if not all of their feats, and it only has those 4 currently. Now, I would get the others, but those take time, so I'll do that for another time. Also, don't worry, I am in the works of a versus, and I believe it is. I'm currently working on both Leo versus Zuko. Also Zuki versus Annabeth. But now that I think of it, I'm also going to do a video of Zuko versus Todoroki and Leo versus Todoroki. So there'll be like a free-for-all to see who's the best there as well. And then we'll start doing My Hero Academia in the verses. But currently we're mainly doing Avatar versus the Percy Jackson universe. And we'll then start doing different types of verses. Now, the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker, is the longest running Doctor in one show. 10th is probably most people's favourite Doctor. Their first Doctor in modern Who. And the 11th is for quirky people, essentially. I think that the 11th is my favourite, but I really do love David and Peter Capaldi. Now, we're going to go over a few different things. Now, we're going to start off with Intellect. Now, first, this is just covering the Fourth Doctor, and there's so much to get through, it'll probably take up ages. So I'm going to quickly rattle off some of the things. He can teach people how to use advanced technology on multiple occasions successfully. Now, this is the Fourth Doctor, and those include how to use certain weapon to scare off an antimatter monster, and how to use temporal device that can temporarily manipulate device, a temporal manipulation device. Sorry, I got my tongue tied there. He can identify things from a glance. And I don't just mean identify things from far off. I mean, he can identify the functionality of a turret by observing it through binoculars. He can also discover people building rockets just by looking at a piece, just by looking at a piece, of the machine. That isn't even the whole rocket, or even barely the rocket. He also, and he can teach people all over things about that. And it's not just him teaching; he can use and operate technology. He can cancel a countdown to a missile launcher. I bet the Avengers wanted that in the first Avengers. He can remote control the Cyberman and use it to beat the Cybermen by stuffing its inside with gold dust, which is a Cyberman weakness at that point. He can trigger a self-destruct sequence on a Zygon ship, program a supercomputer, but accidentally leave traces of his personality, because why not? Tampers with a torture device to beat the person operating it. Pilot flying cars and also hoverbikes, but the hoverbike's the 11th Doctor. Use a hologram projector to fake his death and expose Xanisia, I don't know how to pronounce it, Xanxia, as a hologram. Manages to separate two spaceships that were fused together whilst being attacked by a monster that also damages the work he was doing midway through. Uses a continuous event transmuter to capture a pair of smugglers. Operates the Neiman's transport device without K9's aid. K9's a dog he built, or both, I can't remember which. Even though one mishap could have potentially destroyed the world, uses an intelligence transfer machine to partially restore a man's mental faculties, uses another Time Lord's TARDIS to build a bridge to his TARDIS. That's impressive. Launches a millennia-old scout ship and directs it towards a specific point to slay the great vampire. Uploads the information necessary to advance a city on a millennia-old computer. Tinkers with damaged robots to extract information from it. And the Doctor, to his own admission, can't control the TARDIS half the time, which is surprising given that which isn't surprising because he doesn't follow the manual. When you think about it, you need to pass a driving license to drive. Well, it's like not learning to drive the most difficult vehicle in the universe and still mostly getting it right. But I granted that's not one of his best feats. He's claimed that he could build a time bridge, but obviously we don't know that. He's advised a group of miners how to build an anti-robot bombs. He's uses parts from a destroyed robot craft to craft a device that would deactivate any robot within a certain radius. Constructs a hyperspace transportation gun. Crafts a helmet to override Skargra's mental control. Crafts a device to summon his TARDIS in a rather short amount of time. To summon his TARDIS? Do you know how amazing the TARDIS is? It's probably the best fictional vehicle. He can reprogram androids to duplicate, to attack Stygron, erases his personality imprint from Exanon, converts a lighthouse into a carbon oscillator to take out a Rutan mothership, rings a scanner to implode itself. There's so many other things. He can repair technology, fixes a radio inside a house that is currently under attack, repairs a distributor gun, treats K9 for corrosion damage. K9's a an advanced robot dog from the future. That's very advanced, more advanced than any technology we have on Earth now combined. Fixes Garon's communicator, fixes Prince Reynard's android duplicator in time for its coronation. Fixes the TARDIS console after he screwed it up from prior modifications. He tinkers with this TARDIS. It's his toy. You know what I mean? He can sabotage the Collector's security alarm, deactivates the force field protecting Gallifrey, cancels the properties of inertia neutralizer to take out guards, tinkers with the controls of a hyperspace prison ship to keep somebody from pursuing him for 1,000 years, prevents a rocket from firing, then stops the computer itself from firing another rocket, disables Movelin by removing her power bank. These are all very intelligent feats, and those are only part of it. And that's just the 11th. He's got insane. That's only from the 4th. He's got insane deduction feats. He can also. Let's get on to the 11th, more recent Doctor. He's got most of the same feats. He creates a super virus. Creates a computer virus that's very clever and super fast and a tiny bit alive. It uses a spaceship artificial gravity to escape weeping angels. Operates a Silurian control panel to release an energy pulse to deactivate the drill. Switches places with Clyde Langer from Sarah Jane Adventures by tapping into residual Artron energy. Uses a Tesselector, a robotic duplicate for himself to fake his own death. Stops an aeroplane from plummeting into the ground when everybody on board was rendered unconscious by evil Wi-Fi. He can build scanners out of homemade objects, build location-swapping teleporters from a pile of wreckage with an upgrade on it. That's what he used to swap with Clyde. Inadvertently invents a quadrocycle. These are just a few of it. He can also he can instruct people on how to use things. Instruct Roy to reboot a regular valve to bring two versions of Amy into the same time stream. Adds an anti-gravity modification to a kid's toy train. Do you see this type of stuff? And he's doing this with garbage. Most of it is with random bits and bobs. He can quickly fix Anood's translator sphere. I'll show a photo of Anood in a second. Prevents an android from detonating by humanizing him with fake memories he was programmed with. That was with the help of Amy. Prevents Craig from being a cyber converted by invoking his parental instincts. Stops somebody from creating their own TARDIS key. Yet again, that's in a Sarah Jane thing. Causes the destruction of a spaceship. Easily disables Solomon's robots. Reverses a sinister Wi-Fi company's attempt at uploading Clara's mind into their database before leaving them with a warning message in return. And that was against the great intelligence. He can hack conference calls easy. These are just simple things. He can pick up on a conspiracy from a crying child and suspiciously clean robot booths. He's been able to go to a moving planet that had no engine. As soon as he got on there, knew there was no engine, saw a crying child and clean robots, and instantly knew something was up just by looking at it. Note, he realizes the queen of that place's true age from her personally sculpted mask. Performs environment checks on a planet that the TARDIS has just landed on by merely looking outside. He can tell the weather, when it's going, the fact that it's due to rain by doing it. Discovers a man has daddy issues from his actions, by the way his room's orientated. Calculates the time a trio of transport pods will reach the surface from looking at their position on a map. Identifies the building blocks of a prison cell as made of dwarf star alloy. Guesses a date of a monastery by looking at it. Discovers that a couple's son isn't their biological son by inspecting their photo album. quickly uncovers a hidden door in a department store changing room. Can identify a number of alien species on site. Recognizes that a disembodied corpse was a means to study human anatomy and not an act of savagery. Discovers that a woman experimenting on her daughter based on the pattern of her facial scarring. Like, all these things are done in no time at all. He's able to find out that there's an angel growing inside Amy's mind without any knowledge of things like that. Realizes a man is about to ignite an explosion, in the nick of time. Realizes that an invisible alien is in fact blind. Realizes that the sirens travel through reflections, not water. These are all things that the Doctor have done in mere seconds, or short amount of times. Hang on. He's also been shown to be able to get lots of so-called enemies, or people that were enemies at the time, like the Silurians, Jadoon. No, it wasn't the Jadoon. What does it say Jadoon here? I swear it wasn't the Jadoon. It was the potato guys. You know what I'm on about. I forgot the name briefly. Anyway, who and World War II people to help rescue Amy. He's been able to he shaved his head so he can get a wig so he can hide a TARDIS key there. Spent centuries defending a town called Christmas against the multiple aliens such as the Daleks, Cybermen, Weeping Angels. But that's enough about his pure intelligence. What about his medical? Well, he brought Craig back to life after he was poisoned. He's a qualified doctor. He's an actual doctor, not just some random person. He's got great spatial awareness. He can see things that are around him in the corner of his eye, like a room that wasn't really there. That was using like this thing that made you not realize it was there from looking at the corner of his eyes. He can rebuke the accuracy of multiple islands displayed on in the biggest museum ever. And interrogate Silurian somewhat successfully. Can cook a mean omelette apparently with no preparation. He's also good at football for anyone who's wondering. But enough about those random skills. So what about his physical? We all know he's intelligent. Well, the Avengers have the likes of Thor. Can he keep up with them? No, but he can. But he possesses 2 heart and can regenerate. But it's not regenerate like Deadpool, where you cut off a limb, it grows back. He can only do that within the first few hours of regeneration. But if he dies or something kills him, he will just regenerate into a new Doctor. He has a much greater lifespan than humans, which I'm pretty sure current Dr. Jodie is like several thousand years old. Heck, if you include the time spent in Heaven Sent with Peter Capaldi, she's billions of years old. And also, apparently, his bite is unusually sharp. So he's, got a sharp thing. He can retain youthful appearance, so he stays in tip-top shape. He's always running, so we can assume he's good at running and long-distance running. He's got a binary vascular system, which makes him... it makes him vulnerable to the one-day plague, but it makes him immune to getting choked out. Captain America! It is useless there. And when I say he retains his youthful age, I don't just mean in regeneration. I mean he can stay looking young in that regeneration for a long time. He can hang on to the TARDIS door while it flies wildly and pull himself back inside. So essentially, the TARDIS door can be open. He could be hanging on to it, and he can pull himself in. He could be flying above London, hanging out of it, pull himself up. So we know he has strength. Think about it like this. Doing a pull-up takes a lot of strength. So imagine doing that, hanging out, when you're travelling at high speeds and the wind and gravity is trying to pull you in different directions to the way you want to go. He's able to kick Daleks away now. We all know Daleks, and, they're pretty sturdy. He's able to momentarily keep a sky shark, so essentially a shark that's in the sky, nothing different there. that can, from busting through a door after it's got momentum. He can haul a piece of the TARDIS wall around. He's constantly crashing through a glass door. Heck, he's very durable. If any of you remember the 10th Doctor, he jumped from a spaceship very higher up than Captain America did, by the way. A lot higher up than Captain America was when he did the elevator, without a shield, landed and got up, was a little out of it, but, had cuts and scrapes, but he was able to get up and hold a gun at somebody, even though he doesn't kill. He can avoid Daleks' gunfire at close range. He can dodge charging Silurians from behind. So Silurians that are charging him from behind, he can dodge. He can move a woman away from being blasted by Silurians. So not only is he able to dodge Silurians, he's able to move people from being shot at Silurians. He can duck under the Silurians' tongue attacks, ducks an invisible alien swipe at when Vincent van Gogh tells him it's attacking. He's able to duck in time. He can outrun Carifies, which I believe are vampires, the vampires of Valens. He can dodge laser bolts from a Cyberman. Then use himself to draw fire. He can block Dalek's firepower with a satellite dish. He can avoid being eaten by a sky shark. Dodges gunfire from a pirate. Catches a Cyberman through a net with a net. Avoids a number of pterodactyls. Dodges laser bolts. And he all does this on several occasions, like on a consistent basis. I want to say dodges them. Sometimes, as I'm pretty sure it was River Song, no, it was Missy who was telling Clara, when they were together on Skaro, that the Doctor, numerous times with a number of enemies, has been outnumbered, cornered, and they've all shot at him. And whilst being shot at, he's able to use complicated mathematical equations, taking every factor into consideration to determine the speed, velocity, etc., and all different factors that can affect the speed and how long it will take them to hit him, and is able to calibrate a teleporter on his wrist to the right thing, so that when the bullets hit, when the lasers hit, it can power it and use it to escape, and he's able to move, able to do that. So not only is he able to think, he's able to move into the correct position as well. He can stop a church bell from ringing, easy peasy, gets whipped by tails, electrocuted by Cyberman's arm, punched by a fake, Auton Rory, after being fatally shocked by a Dalek, he's able to hook himself up to a vortex manipulator in the Pandora's box, slides down chimneys, easy peasy. After being poisoned by River Songs, he gathers enough inner strength to persist and even change his outfits despite close dying. And this is a poison that was designed to kill him. And he gets hit constantly by even his companions. He can determine, his taste is insane, he can determine the age of wood by tasting it. He constantly tasting stuff like a weirdo by licking it to determine information about it. He could even taste atmosphere changes in the air. He can smell things a lot better. Essentially, his senses are like super senses, they're like almost Superman level, He can taste things, how old something is by looking at it, and taste traces of time travel and other things. As I said, he can regenerate. His regeneration can even break a cyber conversion. He also he can also communicate with horses, animals, and babies, like horses, cats, and babies. He can. He also has a little bit of hypnosis. He can also do psychological messages into your hand, like he did with Craig. I mean, he did it with slapping and headbutting him, even though David Tennant's Doctor was able to do it by touching. He can sense the flesh's collective suffering. He can sense a door hidden with a perception filter, as we spoke about earlier. perceives the passage of time differently to humans. Heck, he even sees time as malleable. He can see what are fixed points in time, what could be, what has been, what will be, things like that. He retains every single memory that he's, ever had. And he can even remember people that were erased by time itself. He's unaffected by localized time distortions, resists having his mind completely taken over by the cyber planet, instead challenging into a game of chess. He's just a genius, as you can tell by this point. So we've gone through the Doctor now, in a lot of details. Sorry for the long video today. So, how can you beat the Avengers? Well, one of the Avengers' main strengths, especially in the comics, but even in the MCU, is Tony Stark's intelligence. Now, quite frankly, it's like comparing Einstein to a newborn baby that has mental difficulties. It's just not a good... It doesn't matter how smart Tony Stark is, he's just... The Doctor's a different level. In fact, the Doctor is probably the smartest person in all of fiction. That includes comics as well. There's maybe arguably a few characters, but if you're thinking he's smarter than Rick Sanchez, Doctor Doom, and Tony Stark and Reed Richards. In fact, he's probably, out of the latter three I just mentioned, he's probably better than all of those combined. Also, if the Avengers somehow did kill him, which most of them are against killing, they won't be able to really beat him. He'll just regenerate, and that regeneration will probably kill most of them. Now, I can see him using science to use a lightning rod to take away all of Thor's abilities, because it'll really just, anytime he uses lightning, will just go to there. He's probably worthy of Mjolnir, so then he'll get the powers of Thor, and Doctor Who with the power of Thor will stop the rest of the Avengers. Iron Man is easy peasy. He can just hack into the suit with a sonic screwdriver, turn it off, turn it against him. Heck, he could probably even hack in and make it so Jarvis is on his side completely and beat Tony Stark. Tony Stark's easy peasy. Hawkeye is just some guy with an arrow, and if he can dodge lasers from close range, he can dodge Hawkeye's arrows. Hawkeye's a non-threat. Captain America's a non-threat. Bucky's a non-threat. In fact, Bucky loses an arm. Anyone who has an advanced suit, like Falcon, Iron Man, War Machine, Vision, are all non-threats. In fact, they're threats to the Avengers. Doctor Who's turned them against them. Now, Captain America, he could probably fight. I'm adamant, my headcanon is that the Doctor knows several forms of martial arts and fighting styles, and even know how to use several weapons, but he doesn't because he's more passive. But he can still beat. In fact, he'll probably talk his way out of it. And he can invent things that can just knock them all out. Simple. I generally think you put him in a graveyard, he can beat most of Marvel's MCU. I think the only ones that give him somewhat of a threat is Thor, Spider-Man without the suit potentially, but then yet again not really a threat. So it's really just Thor, Captain Marvel, and the Hulk. Now, Doctor's constantly dealt with several powerful beings. Heck, some who could probably take on the Avengers. The Daleks, I think, are a huge threat for the Silence. And I think he can beat Thor easy. If Batman can find a way to take down the Hulk, the Doctor could probably find a way to remove the Hulk from Bruce Banner, like destroy the Hulk. And if not, he could still find a way to calm the Hulk, find something that can calm the Hulk down, turning him back into Bruce Banner, which then is a non-threat. And I just think it doesn't matter how powerful and quick Thor and Captain Marvel is, they just can't beat the Doctor. He's too intelligent, and I think he's durable to take attacks from them. He can survive cold temperatures. He can survive underwater for large periods of time. He can survive without air. He's just for some time, obviously not too long, but like he went into the vacuum of space, and where it would have killed us, it just made him temporarily blind, and he found a way to cure blindness. So I think people underestimate the Doctor's intelligence. Quite frankly, he could probably beat most all of Marvel's characters. Oh yeah, and Doctor Strange, but yet again, nothing to the Doctor. I think all the biggest threats are still nothing to the Doctor because he's that intelligent. If you think about it, Hulk can be beat by Iron Man's Hulk Buster, or at least somewhat held back. And that's due to his intelligence. So what about someone who's billions of times more intelligent than Tony's able to do? And if you make The Doctor is in a very powerful universe, and he's even beaten gods, wannabe gods, false gods, true gods, and even like multiverses, including the Marvel universe if you read the comics. By himself, he's super intelligent, and if you make him, and in his universe, he is the most feared being, even though he doesn't kill. And this contains stone statues that come alive when you're not looking at them and can send you back in time, or even snap your neck. Things that just don't discriminate and will exterminate you in a heartbeat. Things that will turn you into one of them, like the Cybermen. Things that will erase you from time. Things that can transform into humans and kill you. There are so many terrifying beings in Doctor Who's universe, and he doesn't kill any stuff that most scary. So think about what he'd be able to, how terrifying he'd be if you made him bloodlusted. If you made him bloodlusted, the Avengers would be dead before they even realised he was a threat. It's just that simple. Before they could even realise anything, Tony's dead. Vision's dead. Heck, Vision's on his side. Tony's dead, and all his suits are still attacking you. All your comms have probably electrocuted you, so boom, there you go. And it's down to Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange's Time Stone will do nothing. Doctor Strange, it'll be like him versus Dormammu, apart from the Time Stone won't affect the Doctor. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. If you guys disagree with me, please let me know in the comment section below why you think others would win. And remember, the feats I'd read out are just a small, tiny fraction of the Doctor's actual feats. And he's the most intelligent person. And if it feels like I've been, kind of boosting him a bit, ranking him a little, deal with it, because he's just that overpowered. He's that intelligent. Like, you could probably have a gun to his head and pull the trigger, and he would have already found a way to defeat you in that short amount of time. And people say, he takes ages to come up with plans. It's not taking ages to come up with a plan. It's probably he's already thought of 1 billion plans. He's just ruling out certain ones because some of them, he has no kill rule. And then he's probably thinking of the best way that will help everyone, not just the way that could easily beat you. If he was on his own, he's probably more terrifying because he doesn't need the companions because, he wants them because he's bored and lonely, but they're also there to morally keep him straight. The Doctor, as the Doctor said, good men don't need rules. Today's not the day to find out why I have so many. Generally, he keeps himself restrained. If he didn't, there would be no threats in his universe left, and no threats in DC or Marvel left. He is that overpowered. If any of you who are in the comments going, Goku solos, he beats Goku. He just beats Goku, alright?